Live or what? You know how we do it. Where's my lighting? My lights off. That's how we do it here, folks. Try to do a Friday night. I usually don't have do Friday night, but I wanted to get in here. Uh, the guy I was telling you about in the last video that I wanted him to be a guest on here. Crazy psychopath, but he went out to Vegas, and I'm gonna wait for him to come back. And he is either directly related to the DiBellas, which I wasn't aware of, but the real people, these are the real people, not the Mike Franzese gibberish or whatever, but some of these people are getting out of prison. And this guy, Dick, he did a lot of time. And I don't know where Mike DiBella is, but when this guy gets back from Vegas, I got to get him on this chair and get him on here, but they don't like to do this, YouTube. But he's actually related. I mean, he's a little older than me. I'm 60, but he's still in good shape and everything. Wild guy. But I just want you to see somebody else that would really, I mean, everybody knows what Mike Franzese is anyways, but another guy just to say, just his version, and I don't know when he's coming back. I kind of got him a little peed off at me for trying to get him on here, and they don't understand. These guys just don't. I mean, I can understand they don't want to go on and do a video and everything. They just can't accept that into their thinking, but we'll see what happens. And he can give you another version of I mean, I don't want to disrespect any of the DiBellas. I think this guy's mother or father was a DiBella, and I knew them close, but I never knew that aspect of them. Then he went away for a long time, and I just come back. I know he was a pretty wild guy, a wild cowboy. There's guys that are regular guys but then you got cowboys that they don't care. And I asked him the last time before he left, I says, you just don't care? A 5-year bid, a 7-year bid, 9. Well, you don't have any of your adult life left, your 20s and your 30s and your 40s. Man, these wise guys, they just go away in the prime years of their life. But hey, Leon, Mike. Hey, you guys. I didn't thank you guys. My subscribers is going up all the time. And it's a different show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm more personable with the people that come in here. I'm not a big shot, wannabe gangster and all of that kind of stuff. I'm 60 years old. I ran around back in the day. And, everybody knows how long can you bash Mike Franzese and all his bull crap? I mean, I put information on my video. I put information on my channel, a video of Mike Franzese's mother saying we didn't get a dime of the money. There's your hero. There's your Mike Franzese over there with that bum, Chaz Palminteri, selling their wares. He always has his hand out, selling his bull crap, and he hasn't done one thing for society. And while having the Church of Mike, this guy's a bum. Yeah. He's a bum. And as long as I have a channel, I'm going to keep calling him a bum until he starts breaking ground on a homeless shelter out there in California to help some of the downtrodden. Mike, since you found Jesus in solitary confinement and a Bible magically appeared in your prison cell, in solitary confinement? Well, did you read the Old Testament or the New Testament? Well, I believe Jesus went to the downtrodden and tried to help the downtrodden. You need an education, or what Bible did you read, Mike Franzese? What Bible did you read? The Bible of Lucifer or the Bible of God and Jesus? That's all. What Bible did you read? What version? All you're doing is got your hand out selling piss water, swamp wine, and cigars. Whoa. Come on, Mike. Come on. And when this guy comes back from Vegas and I want to get him here, I gotta convince him to get him here, and he could really let you know about those Colombos, and he's a relative of DiBella's. But newsflash, he didn't know your name, bro. He didn't know your pencil neck name. You were the boss of his family too? How come these guys didn't even, they know Sonny Francese's name, your father. They might have known your name, like a friend told me, RB, he was just an arm of that family. He was an arm just doing stuff on the side, He was an arm of that family, and then whatever he was doing. But then he tries to claim rank. Crazy. That's the YouTube hero, Mike Franzese, whose mother, forgive me for bringing up people's mothers, but this guy wants to, it's open season. It's open season when you get a guy out there spewing all that garbage, claiming all this rank and all that. Well, you're opening yourself to that scrutiny, bro. You're opening up to it. It's your version and narrative for the world to see the Mike Franzese version of the Colombo family and the mob. 96% of it is gibberish and bullcrap. And why I get animated, like I said, is because them people can't defend themselves. This Dick Richard, he just got out of prison, and he knew all of them guys. And I showed him. I said, "Here, bro, at the casino." I said, here's your mob boss. This was your boss, bro. Here, this was your boss. He puts in titles. This guy's on YouTube. This is your boss. Yeah, this guy gave you orders, Dick. Yeah. This pencil neck gave you orders. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Kevin. Then his little supporters defend him. Oh, he never claimed to be a mafia boss. It's down there, a million places, interviews. You know what this guy said? He said, "I don't promote violence or anything." He said he's not down in New York spewing. I said, "No, he's hiding in a California fortress, Dick, putting all this stuff up, disrespecting your family." And you got to realize some of these guys had families, had relatives in different families. Like Colombo there could be, this Dick's brother or cousin could be in Lucchese or Genovese. They could have just gravitate toward other places. But I said, here's a guy. He's like, oh yeah, the tax guys get whatever. He said, oh, there was a hit on. I said, yeah, his father wanted to put a hit on him. His own father. Why? Because his father was doing life, and his wife isn't getting a penny from their son. Wow. So then he built up this facade, and with all the millions he did, he had to pay off he had to pay envelopes, pay off all the other bosses, pay all the other bosses off to keep them happy, so all the underlings could stay away from him. My godfather was there. So there are people still alive, and there are a couple that are getting out of prison. And we're just going to put another perspective on the historical account that you get from that California dreamer over there. California dreaming is the Mike Franzese way. We're going to have to start calling him the California dreamer, the mamas and the papas. California dreamer. Mm-hmm. Disgraziato. That's no. Yeah, Kevin. This guy found a Bible that mysteriously appeared in solitary confinement, and he read it nonstop. He had an epiphany. He looked into the top of the prison cell, and it was like the sky opened up. The rays of sunshine came in, and God and Jesus came down and talked to him. Really? Really? The Church of Mike, this here, give me. He's got one handout. No, excuse me. He's got two handouts, and Joey Merlino, he hands out stuff. People don't like Joey Merlino. He hands out stuff in the streets. Whether you like him or not, there's a guy who's doing something in good faith. Yes, Kevin. Hey, Brian Starr, good to see you. Oh, thank you for your support, Brian. You bought my book today. Well, we're up to 3. Thank you. I'll tell you one thing, guys. It's a great read. I'm not tooting my own horn because I'm rising up anyways. I'm getting there. Just like you guys, you're going to get there to whatever you want to do. I'm getting there. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. Thank you for your support, Brian Starr. If you guys were here, I'd give them to you for free. I'd just ask you for maybe $1 or $2. That's the truth, serum. Right after that, I went to the hospital, saw my first angel. So we're doing some California dreaming here on a Friday night. I got my good people in here. You see, sometimes money sure comes in handy. Money comes in handy, but sometimes you just look at the core value and the core happiness of life when you got good people in good faith. And you know what? That's a score. It ain't a monetary score. Yes, I need a couple dollars, but it's all you know. Hey, Wadi Gaji. He is now St. Francis. A newcomer here. Thank you. I'm getting new people in here, and they come in goodwill, and I appreciate your support. Wadi Gaji. We're talking about St. Francis. I got to remember that one. St. Francis doing some California dreaming, but I'm going to get this. I got to break some of these old timers in to come and sit down and just give you another historical account. The people that are this guy I'm telling you about, he just went to Vegas. He's not answering my phone calls. He did a lot of work. He's a psycho, but he likes me. You know, he's not going to be violent on me. He's not going to be violent on me. He's a little unstable. And Dick, if you watch this down the road, you know what I mean. I'm trying to hustle some views here, Dick. All right. You know, no, sometimes I feel like I've bashed both Mike and Sammy, but somehow I just figure Sammy is like, at least he was in the mix doing this. Whatever happened, we could get into rats and all that. Mike Francis says, "Oh, well, I didn't rat." Well, Joey Merlino showed everybody before he got kicked out. Joey Merlino showed what he did. And then what's Mike Francis stand behind? Oh, well, Norby Walters died anyway, so he didn't do any time. You ratted. What the fact of the matter that he died after that is irrelevant. The fact is, Before that, you know, you read it. St. Francis, California Dreaming, you read it. And Lord only knows what's not been available for public scrutiny with this guy over here who wouldn't send his mother a dime. What anything's possible with that fraud over there. Anything is possible with that St. Francis. And forgive me, God, for using that name, Saint. You know, it could be sacrilegious. Forgive me, God. I'm just trying to do a show here. You know, or should I just say that demon? Demon. Figure out a lot about a guy in psychology and profiling and everything else, and what the relationship is with their mother, whether it's a Joe Blow in the street or a Francis or anybody. You can get a true idea about a person's character and their DNA of how they deal with their mother. She got right up there. I played the tape for you. Look in the thumbnails or look in my past videos. She said it more than once. And you think his father was too happy doing life in prison? And his wife is over there staying at somebody's apartment because she ain't got nowhere to stay? And you got the prince millionaire, Francis, go rubbing elbows with entertainers and partying and doing all this. Your mother, Mike, your mother, you'll never watch this, but if you do, your mother, yeah, you call yourself a boss. You're not even a good son. You don't qualify as a good son, let alone a boss. You were, that was an arm of, my buddy told me, that knows what's up. That was just an arm of the Colombo family. It was an arm, no ranking, no ranking. Here's a button. You could be a Boy Scout. Just keep handing these envelopes up to all over the family. And believe me, he handed up more than he would ever claim that he handed up, because he doesn't want to lose any shine on that Prince, St. Francis, He called the shots. He said, I'm going to pay this to you. They said, no, you're going to give us this amount of money. And Carraza, that poor guy, I don't even want to bring, out of respect for him. And then he gets backdoored. So what? So everybody gets whacked and this Mike rides up and off into the sunset with all the money? And then claim jumps and rank jumps and all that? We're going to see what some of these guys are going to say when they get out of what they're going to say. Stay over there in your fortress, Mike. Stay over there. Stay over there and sell your wine with that Mama Luke, Chaz Palminteri. And you know what, Mike? You have no scruples. Poor Chaz, he's renowned Sonny. He's Sonny from A Bronx Tale, and that's his claim to fame. And then Mike Francis is trying to portray, whoa, Chaz Palminteri's got mob connections. Yeah. Everybody's got a cousin of a cousin of a cousin in New York City that's in the mob. So then they try to do all that kind of stuff, Hey, BK Sale Crook, where have you been? Left me here. So he puts big Chaz Palminteri up there to sell their swamp water wine. And they're wearing all black. They're both phonies. They're both Hollywood actors. That's all he is. Mike Francis is an actor. And Chaz Palminteri is an actor. You got poor Chaz Palminteri up there. It's a Sauvignon, 1974. It's got a nice bouquet. And what? It's got a nice bouquet, Sauvignon, from the vineyards of that dried up California. Come on. Chad Palminteri. Well, Mike Francis, newsflash, you don't think the public is aware to differentiate a Hollywood actor from a real wise guy? He's insulting your intelligence. You're just insulting your intelligence. That's all. Because he believes all you folks are suckers. That's all. All the civilians out there are suckers. That's his default thinking. That's his default thinking. Yeah, well, big set BK Sal Crook, then he gets up there. Oh, I never cooperated. I'll tell you, when you find out the history of when these guys cooperated, and it's documented in the proffer and everything else, I'll tell you something 100% for sure that is most likely the history that before you see documentation of certain dates, they were cooperating before those said dates. Okay. But it's entertainment. I understand that. I understand MobTube entertainment and everything else. But when a guy, there's nobody to defend these guys that are doing life, and God, I forgive the Persico family. I mean, I apologize to the Persico family. I didn't realize that Carmine passed away. I didn't realize that. There's 3, 4, 5 brothers. I got confused. I got brain damage. I'll admit it. But I apologize if any Persico watch this, which they probably won't. But at least I have dignity and respect that, this is just YouTube entertainment. These are real people living real lives out there. It's not Hollywood theater that Mike Franzese spews to you folks all the time. It's real people. But I think this guy that's out in Vegas, I think he's the nephew, or his mother was but direct, not a cousin of a cousin of a cousin. No, not a cousin, direct people. And the guy that I'm telling you about, I knew his mother and his sister, and beautiful people. And this guy Dick, he went away, cowboy, just a cowboy, and he knew he was elbow to elbow. He did work with DiBELLA. I can't wait. I mean, I gotta get him on here, but he's a hustler, Rambo. He's probably gonna want money, but I can't pay him money just to do that, But I told him, put a freaking thing on, disguise yourself or something, because he can speak. He can speak very eloquently. He can speak. And I would love to hear. I mean, I was hanging with him. Hey, what's going on? Carmela's here. Chris Arquila. Arquila. Let me say hello to these guys coming and help an old man out. Thank you, Carmela, Chris. Big K, Sal Crook. You guys got colorful names. Francis Franciotti, thank you, honey, for always helping me. Kevin Flack, Wadi Gaji, St. Francis, we're going to call him from now on. Kevin Flack, Brian Starr, thank you for buying the book. Let me get another plug in. When I was a little boy. Whoops. I appreciate it. Leon Swan, Mr. Spataro, Michael Condinas. And you guys are the best. Help an old man out. You know what? If I had a lot of money, I'd donate to you guys. What the hell? You only live once. 852 subs, Leon Swan. You were my first or second sub, Mr. Swan. You know what you told me? Keep going, Joe. You run a good show. But I only got 2 subs. Just keep going. You'll get there. You'll get there. You're good enough. I try. I don't even care about getting a new studio. I don't even care about getting tech and all that. I do what I do. This is my niche. This is my niche. Yeah, we're getting up there. We're gonna get 1,000 subs. Just keep smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee. That Mike Franzese is a bum. Oh, wow. Nothing good comes easy. Thank you for the smile faces. You make this. Somebody knows how to make the smiley faces, happy faces go up there. Thank you. I got a happy face. Friday night. And Friday night sit down. You know, Chris, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me, but they throw the term sit down around on social media, and I hold it to a higher esteem. Like Mike Franzese, he goes to the grocery store and he tells the cashier, how much are the freaking how much is the bag of chips? And he says, then when he goes home, he does a video. I had a sit down with the grocery store cashier. Well, you just asked her, well, how much were the chips? Well, that's a sit down, Mike Franzese. Oh Lord. You know, he told the mailman, hey, you're supposed to put the mail on the other side of the door. And the mailman said, well, that mailbox was a little blocked off. So Mike told him, you're supposed to put the mail where you put the thing up to show the symbolization on that. And he said, well, the mailman got real pissed off and everything. And then Mike had to tell him, well, just deliver my mail to the post office box. So then Mike Franzese does a video and says, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, now listen, I had a sit down with the mailman. A sit down with the mailman. You just had a couple sentences of dialogue with the guy. Chris, you gotta have a sit down with the mailman. A sit down with Chaz Palminteri. Well, newsflash, he played a gangster. He played a gangster on this. It's all theater, folks. It's all theater. Everything's a sit down. I take offense to that term being used loosely because a sit down was a serious thing, a serious issue. You didn't hear that at the club. You wouldn't hear if you heard somebody had to go to New York or do something for a sit down. You'd be going to the church to light candles and get the rosary beads and say a prayer if somebody's going into a sit down. It was a monumental, earth-shattering thing. Well, this Mike Franzese just pisses all over the mafia and everything else, and everything's a sit down. Yeah. Did you have a sit down with your mother, Mike Franzese? And did she tell you that she's broke? Did you have a sit down with your mother that didn't see a dime of those millions? Where's your sit down? Did you hear the Franzese story about his Gotti sit down? Oh, with the chickens and the flea market and all that goofy stuff? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Chris. Hey, James McCarthy. How you doing, good people? Friday night show. I got a little bored. I just wanted to come in here. We're getting a couple laughs off of Mike Franzese. Chris, you had a sit down. Paul D412. Hey, Joe, how are you? I'm good, my friend. Double salute. We like to call Franzese Father Michael. I knew of Father Michael. I used to go to church school and all that, communion, confirmation. Father Michael Franzese. Well, he might have got promoted to saint. Let's check the comments. I think somebody told me he was Saint Franzese. Well, it's in there somewhere. Wadi Gaji said he is now Saint Franzese. Saint Franzese. I found a Bible in my solitary confinement cell, and I read it from front to back. And come on, man. You see, now listen, Chris. Now listen. Here's the kicker. You good people, I love you for coming in here. Here's the kicker. The Church of Mike. Okay, let's just abstractly look at a situation. Just abstractly. Just watered down core value. Jimi Hendrix. Here's a guy. The Church of Mike, St. Franzese, Father Michael. Here's all this stuff, okay? Here it is. Mm. Here's all this stuff. He's painting a picture of all this religiosity, spirituality, if you will. What did Jesus do when all the people were making money off of religious things? He went, Jesus, Mr. Mike Francis, Father Michael, St. Francis. What did Jesus do, Mike Francis? He turned all the tables over of all the charlatans that were selling their wares and turning the church into a flea market. He turned it all over. So now you have the Church of Mike, and you base your church on the precepts of Christianity. Well, if you read that Bible from A to Z, you would have known that Jesus wasn't down with that. He wasn't down with that. And what do? You got brass cayunes. You open up a church for greed and don't give anything back to society. I'm not a spokesman for God or anything, but if there's a hell, you might want to. I'm not God's spokesman, God forgive me, but so there's your guy, folks. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, all you can do is present actual information and facts that doesn't come under scrutiny. I got legal chops. The truth serum has legal chops. So there's your guy, the epiphany, the awakening in solitary confinement, and all this awakening. And I'm a Christian, and I'm defending Christian precepts. There's the guy, and then what's he do? He opens up the Church of Mike, so he still doesn't, no taxes. Okay, he has a right to make money. What one video? The guy's done a million videos. What one video did he go and do something charitable? Well, you could talk about John A. Light, you could talk about Joey Merlino or some of these other guys, and you can bash them, or you can like them, or you could hate them. But the bottom line is they do charitable work as a human. Forget about the mob world. As a human being, as a humanistically speaking, forget about mafia, jibber jabber, bull crap, and all that. Just as a human being that's charitable in their heart. I have nothing. If I got $12 in my pocket, I go downtown. I see a homeless guy. I'll throw him half of it. I don't care. I'm broke anyways. What's another $5? It ain't gonna make me or break me. I'm broke anyways. Here. Oh, he's only gonna get a bottle of wine and get drunk, Jojo. Well, let him get drunk today. The poor guy's walking all over the streets looking for bottles and everything else. Well, let him get drunk. And the guy that's telling me that's in my car, has got about 3,000 in his pocket. Really? Oh, you're a sucker, Jojo. He's only going to, well, let him get drunk. Let him go have a party. What's the quality of his life? And then you got that bum Francis over there that claims to be in a position as a church. Rotten hell, bro. Rotten hell. I'm not dead. I'm still around, Mike. I'm still here. And Dick's around too. We're going to bash the shit out of you, bro. You didn't give your mother a dime, huh? What kind of bum are you? You're selling pizzas and wine with that Mama Luke. You're a bum. You could scrutinize me, the Mike Francis supporters and trollers and all that. You could scrutinize me. You could come in here and insult me all you want. The bottom line is he didn't give his mom a dime. Your mother that went through hell with her husband in prison doing life. A lot of crazy events happening with her children, Mike Francis's siblings. She's going through the mill because of the mafia life. The least she could have had was a little comfortable living. Then you run off to California like the Beverly Hillbillies. Oh, wow. And we're moving, and they went to Beverly Hills, that is. Mike Franzese, movie stars. Come on, man. Friday night show. Thanks for coming in here. Philly Bob, I need some Xanax. Come on. Oh, I get animated because these people aren't here to defend themselves. And he's over there. Man, I don't know. I don't know. But everybody's got a right to hustle. Yeah, go do your thing. Hustle, hustle, hustle. Yeah, I've hustled. Hustle, yeah. Hustling and greed are two different things. Mike, you're trying to put pizza in vending machines? You're trying to put pizzas. How does that work? What are the logistics of selling pizza out of a pizza vending machine? You're gone, bro. Yeah. Carmela, he was selling. You got to hear that. You got to watch that video. You good folks. I mean, it's Friday night, maybe Saturday night. You need a good laugh. Go back to these videos. I bash Mike. And as a Christian, I shouldn't do that. I should let live and let live. As a Christian, forgive me, God, because I try to promote love and compassion. Forgive me, angels. But if you want a good laugh, go watch the Mike Franzese videos where he was selling for 10,000 a ticket the cruise to Cuba. You'll piss your pants. He's talking in the video about whatever, and then he'll segue. Oh, while we're on the subject, my cigars, and then he'll be talking about stuff that's removed from the cruise and everything, and then another 2 minutes goes by. Oh, and by the way, that reminds me, blah 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 blah. Me, AG Banks, you come in, I'm gonna cry. Thank you, AAGK Banks. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Wow, man, you guys stopped me in my tracks. I'm not a tough guy. I'm an emotional guy. You're my man, AG Banks. I remember I figured your name out, but I got brain damage. But this ain't a Columbo episode. But go back to that video. AG Banks, Anthony, George, Tony. Go back to that video if you want. I don't drink, but if people get high and they drink or whatever, you don't even need to be drunk or get high. But man, it was like, remember years ago, Saturday Night Live, when they had the real comedians on there, Saturday Night Live. It was like a Saturday Night Live skit. Mike Franzese selling these cruises for 10,000 a ticket. And then he's selling the cigars, and then what's he do? He was bringing his wife on the cruise. Well, you're going to have 100 people in tow that you got to entertain in Cuba. And then you bring your wife. You couldn't just take your wife on a separate. This is the way I look at it, folks. Let me get a smoke ready for you good people, because I love the action. AG Banks, thank you for helping me out. This is what happened. This is my take on it. Mike Franzese is such a chiseler, penny pincher, greedy for every penny. So greedy. His wife was probably saying, honey, I want to go to Cuba. I want to go to Cuba. Let's get out on vacation. We're stuck in this fortress. I want to get out. So Mike Franzese, with his greedy thinking, was, well, why don't I just sell a cruise to my fans and let my fans pay for our portion of the ticket? Well, the whole package is less than $10,000, Mike, because that's what you sold the package to to your fans. You've made tens of millions in the gas tax scheme. You got to come up with a brilliant idea to let your fans take 100 fans in tow with your wife and family so they could foot the bill for your Cuba cruise because you're such a panhandling chiseler. That's my take on it, folks. Selling the wine, the cigars, and the cruise because you couldn't find $10,000 of that tax gas scheme money to just take your family by themselves to Cuba and go have a nice private, intimate time with your family, bro. Yeah. Chris Archila. Mike Franzese doesn't look like the cigar type, more like Virginia Slims. What the? AG Banks, thank you, buddy. I appreciate your support. I've only had like 5 super chats. They're probably mostly from you in over 200 videos. I only got set up a few months ago with it, but thank you. All right. A panhandling chiseler, Carmela. So, well, honey, I want to go to Cuba. I'm getting stuffed up in this fortress here. The walls are closing in. Well, let's go on a cruise, honey. Well, how much is it? Well, I think it's like maybe 10, 15,000. Oh, well, you got that laying around. That's no problem. Well, nah, honey, I don't want to waste that. I'm going to have to sell some wine and cigars and some tickets to this cruise to some of these sucker fans I got out there. Well, how much you going to charge? 10,000 a head. Well, I want to go by ourselves, honey. Why can't we just have a private vacation? Well, no, I don't want to waste my money on doing something so private and loving and compassionate with my family. He's a bum. He's a bum. You think his wife and family wanted to go to Cuba and entertain 100 people, 50 people in tow? Have these people in tow? Now you got to accommodate them. You got to hang out with them. You got to do speeches for them. You got to do this. You think that wife is going to be happy? Well, Mrs. Franzese, you married him. You got him. You're stuck with him. And you see when his daughters are sitting around the table and he's spewing all that stuff, take a look at their faces. Take a look at the expression on their faces. Well, Joe, you shouldn't be talking about people's families and everything. That's not good. Just talk about Mike Franzese. You really shouldn't be talking about the wife and the daughters and all this. Really? He's telling lies about guys that are rotting away in prison. He's telling lies about guys that were real gangsters that are in cemeteries. So there's no scruples. There's no scruples. It's open season. Oh, well, you shouldn't be showing that video about when his mother said she didn't get a dime. Really? Really? It's open season. That's all. He's got a green light because he's the golden boy of the mob genre. He's got a green light and nobody tread on him. Really? Nobody tread on him? I'm going to tread and tread and tread. That's all. That's all. Well, you got to have some integrity, Joe, and you got to have a little scruples about, really? Really? Yeah. I know people, tragic, real mob, the tragic stuff that happened. And this phony, Prince Mike, Father Mike, California dreaming, he has no respect for the dead, let alone the historical mafia, where he could claim to be a boss. That, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, there's enough evidentiary material here. The verdict is already out on a bum like that. Not on one count, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 counts. The character and DNA of that father Mike, Prince Mike, altar boy Mike, chiseling tightwad. 8 million a week, Chris. And then what happened to Larry Carrazza? What happened to Larry Carrazza? Watch the video I put. Yeah, the guys that put all that stuff together, they all end up disappearing. Mike ends up walking away into the sunset with all the money. Did he offer them any money? The families? He had to pay, though. He had to pay before he got out of Dodge. Because I don't care if you're in California or Timbuktu or the North Pole or Siberia. You know those bosses got some envelopes because it don't matter where you are. He didn't even invent the scam. Thank you, Chris. He didn't even invent it. He piggybacked it. And, hey, Mo Ali, what's going on here? Kevin, this guy travels the world selling stuff, but not once I've never seen him donate money to any good cause and then think they're big shots. Nothing but shitty, broke souls, lost and hurt inside. Yes, thank you, Kevin. Carmela, I don't watch The Sopranos, Carmela. I'm sorry. What cracks me up the most is the people who follow him and enable his rat-like behavior. Yeah. Now listen. I got a cruise to sell you. Get your credit card. Mike, the credit card, FRANZESE. Mike, Saint Mike. Yeah. I want to be a good Christian, Mike, with Christian values and everything else. But why don't you have respect, number one, on the historical account, number one. And whatever a rat, it's common knowledge that you were a rat. We're not going to even dwell there. It's common knowledge that you were a rat. Mike the Scamsees. Hey, Mike Scamsees. That's a good one, man. You guys are good. But I feel intimate with the people that can't defend themselves. And in lieu of being so greedy on top of it, God, jeez. I refuse to pay Paul Castellano for the rotten chickens at our sit-down. You were involved in some big mob duties, Mike. The chicken situation. Paul D. 412 even took that Bet David and camera crew to visit his dad, Sonny, hoping to make money. Sonny told him, get out of here. Thank you, Paul D. 412. I forgot about that. He tried to make money, and his father had a hit on him once upon a time. Geez, I wonder why. Well, you're not giving mommy any money of that tax money, you rodent. He took the Pat David crew to visit his father to make money in the interview. So he told him, get out of here, you bum. What, you want to make more money and not give mommy a dime of it? Or your siblings or anything else? Yeah, forgive me. His siblings went through addiction problems and everything else, just like anybody, Joe Blow, family struggles with their siblings and family doing drugs. I was rocking on drugs. I'm clean. Yeah, it's tough. Your brother's in a half-rooming house. What? Your brother's living like a hobo. Wow. If my brother's Charles Manson, I got beautiful brothers. I love you, brothers. If my brother's Charles Manson and he's going through some rough times, I'm putting him up in a 5-star hotel. Automatic. There's more reasons to help your family than reasons not to help your family, Mike. There's more reasons to help your blood, let alone a poor person on the street that needs help. Okay, you don't want to help a hobo on the street, Mike? What about your own blood? Your mother and your siblings choking on a bologna sandwich. Yeah, he called Sharpton a rat. Yeah, he was the Sharpton. He was with Sharpton, wired up, setting up Don King. Yeah, this Chris Arquilla, he knows history. This guy was involved in all the underbelly, garbage pail, backdoor, underhanded stuff known to mankind. It makes me sick. Sick. If you're gonna hustle, then give something back. You couldn't even give your family any money. Couldn't even give your family any money. I'm surprised your daughters ain't working a 9 to 5 at the 7-Eleven somewhere. Which you could promote a good work ethic. Maybe that was a bad example because even rich kids should learn a work ethic. I mean, I understand that. Look up Mama Luke in the dictionary and you see his picture. Philly Bob. I don't know, because I try to promote love and compassion while I'm bashing. And that's why I get peed off. That, wow, people are struggling. This guy's on a throne spewing all this garbage. Where are these videos that you're doing enlightening things? Where are they? You're 90 years old, Mike. Well, 70. You're 90. What are you gonna get, a diamond studded coffin? What are you gonna get, a $200 million coffin or something? What's your angle? Where's he gonna leave all his money to? I'd like to be the executor of that will. Let's see. And if his brother outlives him, you'll see how much he gives his brother. You see how much he give his blood brother. Trying to get his life back together and live out the rest of his years. We're all seniors now, you know. Carmela, I try to spread love and compassion while I'm bashing. Compassion comes with bashing. Maybe, just maybe, a long shot. Thank you, Philly Bob. Maybe a long shot that this guy will say, he knows who the truth serum is. He knows. Somebody in his camp said, who the hell is it? Oh, yeah, that guy. Whoa. He's not dead or in prison. No, I was smart. I was educated. I didn't go to jail or get whacked. Oh, he's running around. Oh, yeah, that's that JoJo. Somewhere out of my 400 videos, then you'll say, all I want you to do, bro, is donate. Donate while you're California dreaming out there. You claim to be the preacher. You claim to be a saint. You claim all this stuff. Do something in good faith. That's all. This is MobTube, YouTube entertainment, Mike Franzese, which you're well aware of. Do something good, bro. That's all. The Merlinos don't have your kind of money. The A-Lights don't have your kind of money. Love them or hate them. They're charitable. They're real gangsters that were rolling around back then were charitable. They're just not whatever they might be perceived to be in through The Godfather and all these other Hollywood movies. You know, there's kindness within these gangsters that were brung up, most of them as Christians. And they take the impetus to do good things for their fellow man. This guy he's like an octopus, and all these hands are coming out. Give me. You know, Mike the Octopus credit. Give it a freaking break. Start helping somebody out, you bum. I need another. Who said I needed a Xanax? I need a Xanax. Oh, Michael Grillo. I don't know. I want to do a Friday night show. I'm going to get that guy. He's in Vegas. I'm going to get him over here. Come hell or high water. I'm going to get him over here. And very close. A descendant, I believe. A nephew. He's older than me. A nephew, cousin, directly to DiBELLA. And I said, Dick, This was your boss, this guy named Mike Franzese. Here, see him here? See what's he got a show? Yeah, it's called YouTube. It's, you know, whatever. He knows YouTube, but they got mob channel. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? The old wise guys can't imagine. See, I wasn't made. I didn't want to be made. No. I wouldn't be here today if I got made, because I got in trouble a couple of times. My godfather couldn't protect me. He couldn't be around me every day. Even if I went to New York and got made, my cousin was in the mix high up, and I would have made a mistake and they probably would have got me, because I like hustling for myself. I don't want to hustle money and just go, oh, here, Rick, here's this package. No. I could have got set up with a nice apartment. You know how expensive it is to live in New York. I could have got set up and maybe worked 2 or 3 years, saved up a lot of money, and then got out. But they want you to get made. I didn't want to do it. No. So, and you know, people aren't going to live forever, and you're not going to have the protection forever, and then you're just a lone ranger out there, you know. Yeah. The computer rackets, the gambling sites, the poker sites. Oh, they had was it? Well, a very popular poker site back in the days. They had those offshore accounts. What's that place that they always run, that those offshore gambling sites? It's a tropical country. They all had their money in there. They all went back, and it's zero balance. There was a guy that actually years ago that actually knew how to set up them sites, and he went to what the heck is that? It's like a neutral country, tropical. Costa Rica, Francis Franciato, Costa Rica. Thank you. Costa Rica, Costa Nostra, Costa Rica, Cayman Islands, Paul D412. This guy set up the computer scheme and the framework for all that. Used to go to a local OTB years ago, and I didn't know it till another guy told me about him. And I was wondering how this guy always had thousands of dollars to gamble with every day, and he never lost. And he never won. And he just had unlimited, because they started that offshore scamming, and they were draining. He was setting up accounts over there, not under the scrutiny of American government and all that. You could set up at these other, maybe the laws and rules and regulations have changed since, but they wiped everybody's account out. Yeah. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Buffalo. Thank you, buddy. Do you still live in Buffalo, Chris? So they run those rackets, and they got the Depew. That's cool. It's on the way to the racetrack, Buffalo Raceway. You might be further or up. So yeah, they got the online slots. How online slots, computerized slots. People just might as well just, hey, Lance 23. We got the Pittsburgh in here. I'm going national. And then I had Australia in here. I had South Africa in here. I had England in here. I went international, folks. Little old me, I went international. Remember that? White people used to do that. I just like to have fun, and it's the free agency is coming up. You know, hey, we got Youngstown, Michael K. Youngstown. Michael Condinas. You people just think there was hardcore people running around New York City and the boroughs. There could be wise, tough mofos anywhere, except where Mike Franzese lives. Outside of that, there could be tough racketeers, gangsters anywhere. And when I was running around, yeah, and good people everywhere too, and great people everywhere too. Except wherever that Franzese lives. That's all. We don't include him in the human race. He's an alien. We don't include him in real talk, real people, real thinkers. But there was a big network in the Northeast that even extended up into Canada. And I met some nice guys because I didn't want to venture points west, which was part of that network. I don't want to venture. I'd rather go to New York, but sometimes the guys would come around for certain events and certain types of things, and they were just like, good guys, well-spoken, class, and handled business. And people would say, "Oh, Youngstown." I always say to my viewers, wherever you are geographically doesn't determine whether you're smart or stupid or you made money or not. It's not a correlating factor on your ability to be a good, upstanding person or wise guy and moneymaker. So it's not. Lance 33 doesn't sound like you joined his wine club, Joe. Well, Father Mike wanted to, he told everybody, get your credit card out. And I don't have a credit. I don't have credit. I don't have credit. Join the wine club. And then does he have a Patreon, like, to get exclusive stories? What, like just sharper lies? Like, he's got his lying channel, but then does he have Patreon just for you so you can pay to watch more creative bullcrap? I don't know. Lance, I think he's selling pizzas out of a vending machine, for crying out loud. Send some of those pizzas over to your poor brother that's trying to freaking come up. I like his brother. Troubled life. Yeah, people fall into addiction and everything else, and they have a scattered trajectory during their life. They didn't all get treated like the Prince Mike, Father Mike. They didn't all get that easy, free ride. He had a troubled life. And God bless him. I wish the best for him, Mike's brother. But can't you invite him over and have your butlers and maids serve him up a good meal or something? I don't know. Well, these guys got no class. Like I said, if my brother was Charles Manson, I would still love him and try to treat him right and pamper him if I got $500 million. I need another Xanax, Philly Bob. I don't promote doing drugs. I haven't done a drug. My 10-year anniversary, when I overdosed on that garbage fentanyl, that synthetic garbage. I like doing real dope once upon a time. Yeah, I'll admit it. I don't try to put shine on myself that I don't have. I admit it. I made mistakes, but I'm back and I'm rising up. So it's no matter what, you can still rise up. That's all. There were people telling me I couldn't get 50 subscribers. Oh, Joe, you got 6 subscribers. You've been doing that show. You've done 64 videos. You got 11 subscribers. In my mind, I still think I'm the best talk show host on planet Earth. So it ain't going to change my thinking of being confident. so you can rise up. No matter what your current situation is, you got to think big to bring it into your reality. Win or lose, give it a fighting chance. And now, thank you, Lance. And now you turn around, and I use terms. I think I'm getting older. Yeah, well, stay in the game. Stay in the game, man. 17 years. That's all. You ain't got to go to the jungle to cop dope. You ain't got to go to, God bless you. And I pray for the health of Chris Arquila and pray for the good. Love and compassion. Don't give up, Chris. Just keep fighting. You'll get there. Life is wild. Life is wild. We got to keep our thinking in order. That's all. While I'm bashing this clown out in California. But I just do it out of the passion from the dead, So no problem, Chris. So I did it. I just kept forging away. And as I get older, as a 60-year-old, I start using terms like for crying out loud. Lo and behold, what the heck happened? Is it like when you turn 60, you're qualified to use these terms? I got to give myself some therapy. Joe, you appear to be a little crazy. Well, I don't know. This Mike Franzese has got me crazy. Well, he's just doing that for entertainment. Don't worry about it. Well, he's a bum, liar, bum. He didn't give his mother a dime. Well, that's just his business. What the heck? It's all a contradiction. The next time you guys tune into the Truth Serum, I might be in a straitjacket going, they're carrying me off. They're putting me in the van. They're putting me in the van. The other racket, after pumping gas, they stick a hottie in the slot and get your numbers. They order jewelry or anything you want. They sell it for cash. Yeah. Ain't that something? Huh? The bottom line is I have to be entertaining. I have to have the ability to entertain. Well, Joe, your lighting is suspect. We're looking at that light that's been crooked for 122 videos, Joe. Why don't you straighten that light out, for crying out loud? Lo and behold, I've got this better light here. But hey, if you like me, you like me. I could do it from a cave. I could do it in a box. I could do it with a fox. I cannot do this green eggs and ham. That's cool, man. Life goes on. Don't worry about people judging you, bro. Don't worry about what we all fall short of the heavenly glory. In Romans, the Bible, we all fall short of the heavenly glory, and pride and ego is the worst. Pride. Sometimes I operate under biblical precepts melted in here, but then I go over and then I sin because I bash a clown like Mike Franzese. At least I admit it. I fall short of trying to be a pure Christian. I fall short. At least I'm aware of it. I'll try to do better. I'm 60, but that's all. But the one thing that's concrete, if I had money, I'd donate to the needy. Because if I didn't learn anything going to church school and doing all the stuff biblical and stuff that my elders, God rest them, wanted me to be a good boy and a good Christian, and my single mother brought up all good, loving, and caring children that have a heart for society. Yes, I've made some mistakes, but I still maintain that default of somebody in need. I still operate on that. Now, I could talk smack about these gangsters and phonies and, will you eat them in a box? I will eat them in a fox. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Chris, first found show when I went to EDMC. I enjoy Monster. And thanks again for all the laughs. See, at the end of the day, when you water it down, that's what keeps me going, Chris. I talk to the people in here in personal because I'm a personal, sociable, caring guy. I didn't put a Cash App on my channel till after 400 videos. And believe me, I can assure you, I got a lot less than these other guys, these other channels. Believe me, believe me. My pride is getting in the way to tell you really how much I got. My pride is getting in the way, but you know, I don't have a lot like them guys. But what I got is priceless. That I was taught from my mom and my elders that, you know, love and compassion and help the underdog. That's why I get so squirrely and crazy over these phony guys running around pickpocketing you. And you know what? And my mind, the way my mind thinks that this Franzese has got sucker viewers that are nice guys that are probably getting in financial trouble. Like maybe they can't make ends meet, but Mike, the credit card Franzese, is still wanting them to support him. And then there's people trying to support their families that probably that can't make ends meet. And they're handing this bum that's got $500 million sitting somewhere, and they're donating, you know, and they're donating to him. And these guys are being, thank you, Lance. These guys are getting in more financial hardship while this Mike Franzese and Chaz Palm bum are begging for the people's money via cigars, wine, books, Patreon, cruises, trying to suck the blood out of his viewers. Mike, some of your viewers can't afford to donate to you, and they probably still do, and they can't make ends meet within their own household. You wonder why I'm nuts, folks? Because I feel for the struggling people. That's why I'm nuts. Who's going to defend them on a YouTube? Yeah, I'm immature. I got a bad studio and everything, but I'm not shy, and I know I can communicate, and I know I'm building up. So there's no problem with me. You could call my show whatever you want it. I'm getting it in. I'm getting it in at the end of the day. And if it wasn't for you folks coming in here helping me out, yeah, you know, it keeps me going. I will get guests on here, folks. This channel is in the infancy. You guys will say, I remember when that truth serum was on a couch with boom, 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 doing this and that. Then you'll see me on a bigger venue with a nice suit, tie, boom, I might shave, get some teeth whitener or something, and get up there. But I'll still be the same guy. So I'm confident because you guys gave me confidence. So, hey, I might not be confident. Cut. Where's my producer? Where's my editor? Jojo, you're going to have to slow down over there. You're starting to sweat. Let's check. You're starting to sweat over there. Now listen. There's a rectangular thing called a credit card. It's got some numbers on it. Take that out, Billy. And I got some wine and some cruises for sale. Oh, you can't pay your electric bill? Who cares? I got some good wine for you. Oh, you can't pay for some food for the table? Starve, folks. I got some good cigars for you. Yeah, you can't afford it? That's all right. There's credit debt running rampant. It's $1 trillion credit debt. Who cares if you throw another 1,000 on that? Yeah. Chris, my good man, Chris. I hate to admit it, but sometimes I feel embarrassed for Mike Franzese. He goes on there and he holds the wine like a girly girl. I don't even have a damn thing to show you. He holds the wine like a girly girl. It's got a nice Sauvignon circa 1978. Huh, Chaz? It's got a nice bouquet. Yeah. From the swampland vineyards of New York. Or California. He got me nuts. New York. Those dried out drought field vineyards of California. Oh, yeah, Chaz. Can you smell that, Chaz? While poor Chaz Palminteri's face is falling off while he's doing it, God forgive me. The poor guy. The freaking pieces of his face are falling off during the interview. Forgive me. Forgive me. Two wannabe Hollywood gangsters. It's got a nice bouquet. Yeah, yeah. They're dressed in black. Frickin' frack. It's like Abbott, Lou, and Costello skit. That's your big white mob. That's your big mafia reference. YouTube viewers, that's your big mafia YouTube reference. Go ahead, watch them. Watch them. That's all. And support them. Get your credit card out. Go broke. Go broke. You're maxing your credit cards out, supporting them bums. Go right ahead. Go right ahead. I had a book I wrote 4 years ago. I didn't even try to sell it. And I can write. Believe me, I could write. I did it by myself. I didn't need writers and embellishers and all that. I can do it myself. I'm good enough to do it myself. And if somebody needs a book, I'd send it to them. Go to Facebook. I'll send it to you for free. For free, I'll send it to you for free. That's how I am. That's all. I don't, there's big book readers out there and everything, but I try to have a heart because you know what? I always have the feeling. Now I was spared. I was spared off of life support. I was dead. I should be brain dead. So I always feel like they let me live again, the angels. Now I was in life or death situations many times. I went right into frickin' the hospital after that picture and survived mono and pneumonia. I was in the hospital for a year. I survived that. The angels in the divine realm have always looked out for me. And then when I was dead 10 years ago, they let me come back. So I had to say, well, you're going to do a YouTube channel. Well, how do I get people in there? So it's like, you're going to have to give a good message, Joe. You're going to have to you can't just talk about blood and guts. You got to do a good message. And I try to integrate that with blood and guts and try to be, we didn't bring you back to life, Joe, to just talk about blood and guts and violence on the mob, in the mob genre. So I try to do that. The book is on Amazon Books. They dead missed. So, and it's a good ride, Chris. It's a good ride. And it'll show you, don't give up either. Don't give up. Don't give up. It's crazy stuff that happened to me. Demonic, spiritual warfare that took place. Spiritual warfare. Angels and demons are real. Angels or demons are real. That's a no-brainer. That's common knowledge to me. When you experience it, it's just common knowledge. And the demons want to tear you up. The demons want to tell you you're no good. The demons want to tell you you can't get 50 subscribers, Jojo. The demons are telling you you'll never get 100 subscribers. The demons will tell you, oh, did you see the ticker last month? You only got 3 subs. Just abort your channel. No. Somewhere I read we are from divine DNA. Well, if we're from divine DNA, we have the ability to rise up as much as we can. So you get it all here, folks. You get it all here. I love the action. And I've had this idea. I think I'd want to be a good game show host. What's that other guy gonna I want to be a good game show host. Like The Price is Right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Family Feud would be good. I'm real old school. But, you know, I would have no problem carrying it. I do this unedited. I'm confident. I'm confident. That's all. I'm confident. I believe what the precepts of spirituality. I believe it because it came true. I got rescued. I mean, the divine realm saved me. I'm supposed to be a vegetable. I'm on life support for a year on ventilators. Well, if he makes it, he's going to be brain dead. Well, look, I'm not brain dead. So, the divine realm can manipulate the physical world. The divine realm can manipulate the physical world. And sadly, that includes demons. But like I say, an angel will whoop a demon's ass. Don't have fear in your heart, when I overdosed on that fentanyl, I was dead by the time emergency came. And they revived me with that shit, but they were like, oh my gosh, too much time passed by with the Narcan. They're like, too much time passed by. And, we'll just keep him on life support. If he'll probably just flatline out sooner or later. But I made it back. I beat the odds. I beat the New England Journal of Medicine. I beat the odds. Well, why? That's the physical world's odds. Those are the man-made odds. Don't be under the mercy of the man-made odds and probability. When you open up the universe to the spiritual realm, anything's possible on the matrix. Anything's possible. And like I said, we ain't going to get into quantum physics and all of that. But it all resides in the heart, which is easy to understand. The heart. Believe it here to here. You see, there's a foot and a half between your mind and your heart. There's maybe a foot and a half, but that's the longest foot and a half distance where you got to get your heart and your mind synchronized. Then you can control, you can rise up. You got a better shot. I should be charging you guys for this information. Just hit the like button. That's all it costs. Just hit the like button and subscribe. If you don't subscribe, that's all right. But just hit the like button because we all want to be liked. We all want to be validated. We all want approval. That's all. We get a good laugh in there. I laugh at my own jokes. What kind of psycho am I? Laughing at my own jokes? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've saw angels. First time I saw angels was like 2 weeks after that picture was taken. I got pneumonia. I was in the hospital crying and everything else. And they put cold rags on you, crying and everything like that. Yeah. Stay clean. I'm high on life now. That drug game, you got to go cop your drugs or you're going to Jones and you're going to get sick. And the devil was riding me. The devil was just riding me. And I'm a smart, educated man. There's drug addiction doesn't discriminate by how high your IQ is. You know. Well, you're very well educated. You got a Mensa IQ, Joe. Well, how could you be hooked on drugs and go through? Drugs don't discriminate whether whatever your IQ is. When it grabs a hold of you, you better hope you can make it out. And then you're dope sick because you can't hustle a $10 bill for the dope or $5 in gas. And you're laying there going, what have I done to my... It took me to be dead to stop. It took me to stop doing drugs to being dead and coming back. So the angels are good. The angels are good. So I don't live in fear and all that. I don't have fear. Well, Joe, you got a little set there. I don't care about all that. The angels are watching over me. I'm on the right. I'm going to rock and roll. At least I know that at the moment of truth, I got some divine help going on. It doesn't. Well, you're broke, Joe. You're not getting. Well, I don't care. I'm alive. That's worth priceless. I got my life. Well, you don't have wealth. Give me my life, and then maybe I could get some higher finances somewhere down the road. Give me my life first, and then I'll do what I can do after that. But people just like to measure your divine. Well, why don't you have fancy cars and a house on the hill and assets and wealth? Give me my life first. I'm happier than millionaires. I know millionaires. They're miserable. You know? Hey, random person. How are you? So I like to have fun. And love and compassion and charity, it's those are the things, well, how do I get a ticket to heaven? Well, you figure it out. Figure it out. They're selling tickets to heaven, Mike. They're selling tickets to heaven. Yeah, all aboard. They're just selling them on that cruise. FRANZESE would sell you a ticket to heaven for $10,000. Yeah. Rush delivery. So random person. Uncle Joe. Everybody's got an Uncle Joe. Remember Uncle Joe? He was the one afraid not to cut the cake. My subs is going up. Before long, you're going to see me on network TV. Yeah, if I want to do it, because I got this show. I'll just get my own ads. I'll just run my own show here. That's all. I'll just keep running my own show. If I get monetized in ads here, I'll just make it for myself. I don't need a network TV. I mean, you could sign a contract for a couple million. Sure, I might fall for that. But you got to be confident. You got to be confident, folks. This is all mob talk, blah, 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 blah. But then I segue to another segment of the show and just try to give some encouragement to people. Just give encouragement. They brung me back from being dead. I got to share a good word. Thank you, Chris. Hey, the New York Jets 15. You're late. Happy Friday to you, my man. So that's that. That's why I get so pissed off. And maybe it doesn't follow the Christian values, but that's why I get pissed off at like Mike with his bull crap. I mean, spew all that bull crap, but give something to society, bro. Give something to society. Go ahead, spew all that bull crap. It's mob tube. Yeah. You're telling lies left and right. Yeah, okay. You have a right. There's a green light for you to do that. But when the hell have you done something charitable? Wow. I'm selling pizza from a vending machine. What? Jimi Hendrix. Hey, Joe, what you doing with that gun in your hand? I'm not going to shoot anybody, Jimmy. I'm not going to shoot anybody. And I don't even have a gun and it's not in my hand. I'm just trying to spread love and compassion while on the watchtower. So, any of you know Jimi Hendrix music? So, there it is. And here, you know what? Jesus Calling. It has daily devotions. Just good stuff, good juice for your head to get you set up on the right track. That's all. That's all. People struggle out there with mental health and addiction and everything else. I got a seventh chance. This, not just when I overdosed on that garbage fentanyl. That didn't give me a second chance. Mike, the credit card FRANZESE. The Jets. So, Amazon Books. When I was a little boy. Look at that little face. Come on, guys, buy the book. Look at that poor little kid. Right after that, I went in the hospital for a year with pneumonia. Look at that poor little innocent kid. How can you refuse that little innocent boy? How? You could nickname him CC. Credit card. I have a lot of fun. I'm doing these shows right till my freaking battery burns out. That's all. So, yeah, well, I don't want to get into politics and everything, but the way current times have been going, it promoted a person's mental health and their behavior to sit home during the pandemic and drink and drug and everything else. You know, I'm from the era when we all went out and did sports and did games outside every day and just weren't so blindfolded. And what does that do? It promotes brainwashing. It gets you to follow all these bullshit agendas and everything, and you're not your natural self. They're promoting you to not be your natural self. They don't want you to listen, Billy. You can't think for yourself. We have to think for you, and we know what's best for you. So follow us to the slaughter. So, thank you, folks, for helping me out. I got to give you guys another round of applause because you don't even see people riding bikes anymore. Ain't that right, Jets? Thank you, Chris. And listen, guys. Now listen. Get your credit card. The New York Jets says, anyone who's listening, Joe's book is amazing. You're the guy that bought it? You're the one you bought it? It is good. It's a good ride. It's a good ride. If you read the first page, you ain't going to be able to put it down. So I got to come in here and thank everybody. Thank you. New York Jets, Kevin Fleck, Chris Arquilla, Philly Bob, Francis, thank you. You know I love you all, folks. Yes, I'm wishy-washy. Philly Bob, Chris, some random person that calls me Uncle Joe. I love you. All you need is love. Kevin Flack. All right. We got down some Big J Biz. You know, help an old guy out. I just want to have some fun. Lance 33, been riding for a while. Francis, Chris, Lance, Kevin, Francis, Chris, Lance, Philly Bob, Lance, Michael Candinas, thank you. Franny, Chris, boom, boom. Paul D412. Thank you for helping me out, Paul D412. Wadi Gaji, thank you. New guy here. Carmela, I'm going to skip you because I don't like the Sopranos. But I love you, honey. I'm immature. Please forgive me. Chris Arquilla, Carmela. AGK Banks. How could I not? He sent me $20. My man. Thank you, man. You know I appreciate that. He sent me $20. Holy cow. Thank you. Thank you, man. I get wishy-washy. Good people. Leon Swan. James McCarthy. Thank you, James. Yeah. Go see if Mike Francis does this. Big K-Cell Crook. Big K-Cell Crook. I like the names. So I think that Brian Starr, we got stars here too. We get everybody in here. We get the real people. Mr. Spataro, Michael Candinas. Hey, you guys, you know how I feel. I get wishy-washy. I get a little nuts and everything. And I just want people to do better. I got a second chance. I got to put a good word in there. And yeah, the link to the stuff is in there. The links to the book and to the Cash App. How do we forget the Cash App? Well, that does zero, but hey, just hit the like button. That's good enough for me. I know there's hard times and all that. That's why I didn't even promote my book or Cash App for a long time. It's tough enough for people. Then you get a guy like me. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I need money. It don't sit well with me. I understand that. I understand that. That's why I get so animated at a guy sitting on $500 million pickpocketing his viewers. That's why I get nuts. So forgive me, good people. I thank you all. AGK Banks, thank you. He's donated before too. Thank you. And DC White Boy, you might be touring around the world. I didn't forget you. You helped me out in the thing there. DC White Boy, you haven't been around in a while. I appreciate that. You might be in Italy or Russia or Australia. I appreciate that. You're a busy guy. I appreciate that. Good people that don't think like, oh, like they're too high. They're entertainers and stuff, but they don't think they're too good. You know, they don't have that big ego like that. They have a heart. So, I appreciate it. Carton of smokes. A pack of Marlboros at the casino is $17. You thought Al Capone was a gangster? Woo! So, thank you, Paul D412. Thank you for watching. I'm here. I'm going to keep pumping them out. And that's all. We're going to just see where it goes. And someday, if I'm a millionaire, I'm going to send for all you guys. And we're going to have dinner. And we're going to have a big banquet hall. And we're going to just have fun on a higher level. Because I want to shake your hands and I want to hug you. Yes, I'm wishy-washy. I want to shake your hands and thank you for just watching, or hit the like button and just say thank you, bro, from a brotherhood of man. Just a brotherhood of man. Didn't somebody say that? John Lennon. Imagine. Thank you, folks. My charge is almost out. I'm going to come back, and I am going to get that guy, that Dick, Richard Dick. I'm going to get him to come here. He went to Vegas, I believe. He's ignored my phone calls, but I can't press him too hard because he's, they don't like YouTube channel and all that. They don't believe in all that. You're going to go and do a video on social for me. I'm going to get him though. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him here. I'm not going to give up. So, I'm going to keep trying to get him, to talk about the Colombos and his family, DiBELLA, and show him old Prince Mike, Father Mike. See what he's got to say about that. That's all. We're going to get there. Thank you, folks. God bless you all. I'll see you soon, God willing. God bless.